It will be a fantastic creative week. I can feel it. I just brought this rolly cart in from my daughter's room. She isn't using it anymore. We'll put all my paint brushes into it and my brush cleaner. A perfect addition. This week in my studio, I am working on this painting here in the middle, the narwhal painting. I'm really excited to get back into it. This is my 4th painting in a collection of 15 that I am planning to put into a book. 15 paintings for a collection is quite large, and it takes a lot of stick with itness. So let's get really far into this one today, and then I can start thinking about my next one. I kind of like to focus on one painting at a time. I'll kind of lose steam on the current painting. I like to paint with gloves on, so let's get some gloves and then get to work. Oils are really messy, and I just kind of don't like that aspect of them. It's okay because I have gloves. I always feel a bit like a surgeon when I put my gloves on to get to work. A painting surgeon. For the shadows on the seahorse, I think I'm going to use a purple. I know this is coming off as pretty strong, but once I get in there and work these colors a little bit, it won't be as strong. I stopped painting for 5 seconds to show you the progress on this painting. So what I am doing is I am laying down my base right now, kind of softening the edges, figuring out where the light's coming from. And I know that water in general is going to be light on top, dark on the bottom, and then I kind of want it to look like it's going out into the ocean. So one of my very favorite tools that is so underrated is a big paintbrush from the hardware store. I take it when it's clean and dry, and then I will come in and really just blend everything together. Yes, of course, you could have super fancy big blending brushes, but this, perfect. I mean, it's just fantastic. And then because it has a little bit of this bottom color, I'm going to bring it up here. Kind of naturally melt these two colors together so it looks a little bit more seamless. Because I want to kind of create this feel where it's coming down, I'm going to take my paintbrush and bring my strokes this way. As an oil painter, I go through a whole lot of paper towels. Tried rags, I just don't like them. My little container full of, well, actually, let me show you what I use to clean my brushes. Citrus Essence Brush Cleaner, safe natural solvent for oil painting. This is the only solvent that I use. It does have a very strong smell, so take that into account, but it doesn't bother my lungs at all. Any other solvents make me feel terrible. Gamsol, a lot of people love Gamsol, but when I use it, my lungs feel so tight. So I just don't use it, but you might like it. So I don't know, it's really all about preference. To clean my brushes, I just swirl it around in here and then squeeze it dry. Now that I have my gorgeous base, I am going to add some greenery. I want it to fade off into the background. So the stuff closer to me is going to be lighter and the stuff further away is going to be a darker blue. I really like this paintbrush. It has natural bristles and it gives a gorgeous texture when I paint with it. Good morning. It is Tuesday and I have some little visitors in my studio today, both of my little dogs, and I am getting back into my narwhal painting. I actually think today is the last day for it. I am so close to finishing and I always feel a bit, I don't know, melancholy about finishing a painting, which is strange, I know, but it's kind of like a really good book. You kind of get into it, you get to know it, And then you realize that it has to come to an end. And that's the point we're at. So let me show you how I ended it yesterday. I am very, very close. So first things first, let's get all of our lights on so we can really see what we're doing here. It's very rainy and dreary here, so extra light is so necessary. I am realizing that this is not enough down here, so I think I'm going to add a seashell and a starfish, and I'm working on this top section today. I wanted it to look like the water went out into the horizon, and I am really loving it. It is such a peaceful, calm painting. I really put her face in super focus, and I love it because your eye gets drawn right to her sweet little face. I am at the very end here, and I'm just working on the sky, and I'm really, really happy. I want to grab some like pure white. I always have a bit of a sense about what I want to paint next, but it really doesn't reveal itself to me until I'm kind of like at the end of my recent project. So while I just finished this narwhal painting, I was kind of like, oh, what do I want to make next? And I have a whole sketchbook of ideas here. And so when I finished this narwhal painting and I had this ocean scene where it kind of like is more of a landscape on top, I was like, I really liked this. I think I should do another landscape. But I think to practice landscapes, I would like to do a little mini study. So I have a little mini canvas prepped, and I just pulled up a picture on Pinterest. And I'm just going to sit down and commit to the process of painting it. Every single painting teaches you something, and I know for sure that this little painting will teach me something. So let's start working on this little landscape and see which direction it takes me. I approach everything kind of similarly. So here's how I would approach painting this little landscape. You don't want it to be a cut in half image. Like you see how this image is cut directly in half, and that is boring. So you want to either extend your sky to be a lot of the frame or extend your foreground to be a lot. This will make a much more visually interesting painting. So this would be half right here. So instead of that, I'm going to bring the horizon down here. And I already sketched out this part. So let's add, you kind of want this to line up. And so I'm going to just add this little neck, and it swoops down like this. Have some trees down here. We have some big fluffy clouds up here that I'll kind of paint in my style. This is how I pretty much start every single painting, just with a tiny little sketch, and this is a roadmap to get me going where I want to go. I have an hour left in my studio for the day before I have to go and do the mom thing. So what I'm going to do is something I like to call power painting. I am going to paint this entire landscape in one setting. I used to do this all the time. When I first got into painting, I did something called a painting a day, and I would sit down and do the painting all in one setting. Now, obviously my paintings are much bigger, so I don't do paintings in one setting, but this is a really good exercise to like push yourself to be loose and to make really good decisions quickly. Let's see how far I can get in 1 hour. Just kidding, we have less than an hour. Here is how it ended up, and I think it turned out really cute. Things that this taught me. I love painting landscapes. My next painting for sure is going to have an animal in the sky with a landscape below, like you are up in the air viewing them. And then whatever animal, we're going to be looking kind of down on the landscape. So this was very clarifying for my next painting. And it turned out really cute and I had a really fun time. My 1 hour painting that was more like 22 minutes was a 100% success. Good morning, it is Wednesday and I am so excited about my new painting. I thought about it all night long, which is like the best thing, to kind of like have something really wonderful and joyful to think on, to let your mind kind of wrestle with. So my next painting is all prepped and ready to go on my easel. So I thought that I would end my video here because I am coming from like short form content world, like posting on Instagram, short little clips. So I'm just maybe more aware of long form. I don't know that this video could be too long. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me, do you like long videos? Like, maybe I'm like background noise while you are working in your studio. And if so, I love that. That's wonderful. I love to be along for someone else creating. All of that to say, I'm going to end it here so that I can start a new video with my new painting. My new painting will have a little girl riding a horse with a bunny, and you'll be able to like see down below, like into this beautiful valley. And so that landscape painting that I made yesterday was so clarifying and exciting for me to kind of be like, this is the direction I want to go. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for joining me. You have no idea how grateful I am for that. Speaking of which, last week I made this really cute monochromatic watercolor painting and I'm giving it away. The giveaway ends March 11th, 2026. This is an original little watercolor painting, and then I hand painted the frame to go with it. It's a little girl with little fairy sheep jumping around, and it's so cute. I have the link in my description on YouTube and like all over the internet. So if you see this and you end up somehow on my Instagram, the link is there as well. But you do have to enter before March 11th, and then I'll announce the winner. Before you go, maybe we could play a little game. Maybe you could tell me in the comments what is inspiring you. So on my way home from dropping my kids off at school, I was thinking like, what is inspiring me? Because I was like, I know I want to give the prompt for you all. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know what it is. It is these daffodils that are popping up out of the ground. It's absolutely amazing to me that the world wakes up after winter, like it just knows to come back to life. These daffodils are such a wonderful reminder that creation is happening around us all the time. I'm incredibly thankful for the season switching over and seeing these daffodils. It's like, amazing. I'm so happy. Right after this video, I am starting my next one and I am very excited about this next painting and bringing you along for more time in my studio, more creation, more joy, and my sleepy little poodle. Bye guys.